Max still finished the already begun glass of cognac, and at this point the desire to bring himself into a state of complete disorientation finally died out on him. He hid the bottle back in the cupboard, and without turning on the light, fell exhausted on the sofa in the living room. He didn't want to change his clothes or make the bed. The first required too much effort, and the second did not make any sense. He wouldn't be able to fall asleep now anyway. After talking to Todd, he felt ambivalent. Confusion and shock still did not leave him completely, as well as anger and the desire to declare irreconcilable enmity. But what Todd said in his defense, and most importantly, how he did it, quickly covered all the unpleasant things that he had experienced and made appropriate edits to his soul. He didn't stop analyzing everything Todd said, and the more he thought, the more clearly he saw that Todd really had no other choice. He, Max, would never have let anybody of Fillmore family near him, and Todd was just fighting for his love, using the only chance to achieve reciprocity. Max couldn't blame him, even though he was not thrilled of being so shamefully tricked. But now it was no longer of particular importance. After all, Todd was right, and he played his chance more than successfully. Max responded to his love, and the name Fillmore couldn't affect his feelings in any way. Probably he made a decision almost immediately, but found it necessary to think it over again so as not to doubt the validity of his choice later. He knew that such a relationship could bring them both a lot of difficulties in the future, but it didn't scare him at all. Todd had already proved his love with 9 years of endless devotion and willingness to make concessions when it seemed to him the inevitable end, and Max fell in love with him quite recently, but hardly less strongly. He was ready to thoroughly change his whole life before he found out the truth, but in fact the truth didn't change much. It had no influence on what happened to his heart, and the fact that near Max he was immensely happy. The time was already approaching the 4th hour of the morning, and Max's upbringing fiercely pointed out the inadmissibility of any calls at such a time, and yet he couldn't restrain himself. He needed to deal with this right now, even at the cost of Todd's disturbed sleep. Todd answered after the second ring, and judging by his voice, he had not slept at all until that moment. "Did you sleep?" Max asked, with his heart pounding with excitement. "No," Todd replied with obvious concern. "Max, I need to say, where are you?" There was a long pause, after which an uncertain answer followed. "I'm at your door." "Seriously?" Max lifted his head from the armrest of the sofa. "And what the hell are you doing there?" "I don't know. I thought I'd catch you in the morning and try to explain everything again." Max turned off the call and stormed into the hallway. When he opened the door, he really saw Todd to the right of the entrance. He was sitting on the floor with his hands folded on his lap, and at the Max's appearance he got up hurriedly, peering into his face with an undescribable expression of desperate hope and pent-up fear.